Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today, and appreciate you joining me. If you will, go ahead and grab a Bible if you're able, and let's go back to the 125th Psalm. And this is a good psalm for us. Has some good teaching. Again, the psalmist is addressing an issue. We're not, again, sure of the exact circumstance, but he is obviously dealing with some enemies who are coming against him and are tempting him. And we deal with similar circumstances often in our life that the enemy comes against us and tempts us and tries to draw us away from following the Lord, from being obedient. And so the psalmist here shows us his prayer in that particular situation. And he began in the first few verses by showing us that he was going to trust God in spite of those circumstances. He believed God for victory. And now he asks God, we see here in verse 4, he says, "Do good, O Lord, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, the Lord shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel." And his prayer there is pretty straightforward. He's praying that God would bring victory, bring good to the people of Israel as they are dealing with the evil doers, as they're called here, who have them surrounded. Again, the psalm seems to be written during the time that the Israelites were rebuilding the walls during Nehemiah's time, and those who were the enemies who were trying to hinder that work. And so the psalmist is praying again that God would do good to them that are good, those who are trying to do right, those who are trying to live according to the Word of God, do His work, that God would bless them to those that are upright. He says those again that are trying to do the right thing. He says, Lord, honor that right thing, protect them, bless them, deliver them from these who are attacking them. And then in a imprecatory way, he then prays that God would then punish those who turn away. Now, that's again those who are, what he's praying there is not for those who are actually attacking the Jews, but for any of the Jews, any of the Israelites, anyone who would be influenced to turn against God and to join join hands with the persecutors, that they would allow their allegiance to be drawn away from God and to go with again these persecutors. And ultimately, then he prays that God would bring peace to Israel. And there's a great lesson there, I think, for us, that the psalmist, rather than being all torn up, what will I do? What can I do? What should I do? He simply he puts it in the hands of the Lord to do what is good, to do what is right, and he trusts God to do that on his timetable and according to his will. And that pattern for us is then, as he says here at the end, but peace shall be upon Israel. That's where real peace comes from. Is it's not necessarily the absence of obstacles and the absence of an adversary. Peace comes that even in the presence of those situations, we're able to put our confidence and trust in the Lord. And it's a great lesson again. Something's going to happen today, no doubt, that will challenge our peace. That something will come along that is going to that's going to be a problem that will again that Satan is going to come along and in some way again challenge our our happiness, our joy. And so then the question comes about how do we have peace in spite of that, that we continue to serve Him, we continue to rely on Him. And that's what the psalmist is teaching us here. The real peace, again, doesn't come from the absence of problems. That's great if it happens, but the true sign of peace is when we can put our confidence in the Lord even in times of trouble. I hope it'll help you today. Hope you'll keep that in mind, what real peace is and where it comes from. All right, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.